Hey friends, it's John, the Carnivore teacher, and today I want to tackle a question I get all the time. Aren't there toxins and pollutants in meat and fish today? People are scared. They've heard about mercury in fish, dioxins in meat, microplastics in seafood, and they wonder if they should even be eating animal foods at all. Let's unpack the truth, because while the concerns are not imaginary, there's also a lot of fear-mongering out there, especially from the plant-based crowd. So here's the real deal. Yes, there can be pollutants in fish and animal foods today, but we're going to talk about what they are and how serious they are, and most importantly, how to minimize or eliminate your exposure while still eating the way nature intended. So yes, there can be contaminants, but context matters. Let's start with fish. Yes, certain fish, especially large predatory species like swordfish, shark, king mackerel, some tuna, can contain higher levels of mercury due to bioaccumulation. They eat smaller fish, which eat smaller fish, and toxins build up in their fat and tissue over time. But that doesn't mean all fish are dangerous. In fact, smaller, wild-caught, cold-water fish like sardines and anchovies and wild salmon tend to be very low in contaminants and high in nutrients like omega-3s and selenium, which actually protects against mercury toxicity. Same goes for meat. Yes, some commercially raised meat may contain trace amounts of dioxins, BCPs, or antibiotics if the animals were raised in filthy industrial feedlot conditions and fed garbage. But when you're choosing pasture-raised or grass-fed or regeneratively farmed meat, those levels drop dramatically, often below detectable thresholds. And if you're focusing on ruminant meats, the rumen protects a lot of that by filtering it out. So it's not the animal food itself that is the problem. It's the way it was raised and what it was fed. Now, let's take some practical steps to minimize risk while eating meat and fish. Here's how to keep getting all the benefits of animal nutrition without the baggage. Choose smaller, wild-caught fish, wild sardines, mackerel, anchovies, sockeye salmon. They are nutrient-rich and low in pollutants. I personally get the sardines, anchovies, herring in cans that are BPA-free cans that are packed in water, and they don't say skinless or boneless because you want the skin and the bones. It's amazing. It's very healthy. Avoid bottom feeders and apex predators. These include swordfish, tilefish, farmed catfish, which tend to carry more toxins. Buy regeneratively raised or grass-fed beef when possible. These animals aren't fed grains, sprayed with glyphosate, or pumped full of hormones. Now, technically, all beef cattle are grass-fed. It's what they're finished in that can be harmful. So, yeah, if you can't afford grass-finished, grass-fed is fine, because that rumen filters out most of the toxins. Cook off surface contaminants. Grilling, roasting, and slow cooking allow fat and surface residues to drip or cook off. Eat nose to tail. Organs from healthy animals, especially lamb and beef liver, are nutrient dense, typically cleaner than people think, especially when sourced well. Support your local farmers. Know where your meat comes from. Local farms often have cleaner, more ethical practices than commercial producers. Now remember, you're eating for nutrition, not just avoiding toxins. And pound for pound, animal foods are the most nutrient-dense, bioavailable, and healing foods on the planet. So here's a reality check. Plants are not clean either. No, they're not. Plant foods have toxins too. They are sprayed with herbicides like glyphosate. They bioaccumulate heavy metals like cadmium and arsenic, especially in rice, leafy greens, almonds, and they come loaded with natural plant toxins like oxalates and lectins. So don't let anyone scare you off of meat and fish. while they're munching on a salad soaked in pesticides and cleansed in chlorinated water. Animal foods are not the problem. They are the solution when you source them wisely. So yes, some pollutants exist, but you're not helpless. Choose well. Source smart. Cook simply. And keep your focus on what matters. Fueling your body with real healing food. If this gave you clarity, give it a like. Subscribe if you want more truth that cuts through the confusion. And share this with someone who's been scared away from the very foods that could heal them. And don't forget my book, The Carnivore Teacher, available on Amazon and Audible. It's all about reclaiming your health with truth, not fear. Thank you for watching. Eat smart. Have a great day.